everybody. Today we have the classic vintage version of the family game of life. The most unrealistic game ever because nobody's life in any of these versions, even the updated, even come close to real. I mean, these are very unrealistic games. The game of life, anyway. Just curiosity. Does anybody know who these people are? These models? I mean, did they find a real family? Did they just find some kid actors or models and adult actors or models? Are these people even related to each other or anything? I mean, were maybe just out of curiosity were they possibly employees and that employee's family? I mean, I know there's people out there who speculate on like vintage board game. I mean, vintage. Well, this is a vintage board game, but vintage action figure lines, and they wonder who the kid on the back of that Star Wars, Star Trek, whatever Marvel, DC. They wonder who that kid is in that ad, or so me. I kind of wonder who the actors are on some of these classic vintage games. Pictures of them are. Like in my next exciting game, I'm going to do Double Take, and as you can see here, it also has a family here with a boy. Just out of curiosity, could that be the same boy? They're both Milton Bradley games, so it is possible these could be the same boy. Could this be the same woman? Doesn't look like it. Maybe. The boys actually looks different too. The guy actually looks different, and the girls are all different. So we got different people. So who are these people? I'm wondering. And joke of the day, which might not be funny, and now that I said it was a joke, this is the only board game I know of. No matter what version you have, when someone tells you to get a life, you can, if you have one of a game of life, you can say, "I have one. I actually have several of them. I have a board game of. I have the board game of life." So everybody should have at least one copy of the game of life in their house, maybe multiple copies. That way, when someone tells you to get a life, you can say, "I got one at home," or go, "Well, which version, which type of life you want me to have? Because you have several of them at home, several different versions." I got several of them at home. Me, I have more of them than a cat does. You know, a cat has 9 lives. I have more life versions than a cat has. Okay, I'm a terrible comedian. Well, there's nothing on the back. And I knew that, but, you know, I just wanted to flip it over anyway. Because you got to flip a little to have fun. You got to let them know you're having fun. All right, it's the exemption card. Okay. So you have the pegs are different in this version, but the cards are kind of still the same. The placement of the houses and whatnot are also still the same. The only thing that's different is, since this is a vintage version, this is for the spin to win type deal thing that they had. This version is a little different. As you can see, the color schemes different. Some of the spaces are different. You start with less money, bunch of different stuff. So you got these share the wealth cards, you got exemption cards. Forget how you get these cards, but you have these cards. You don't have life tiles in this particular game because life tiles was more of a modern concept. I'm actually going to scan the whole entire board for you. See, here's the beginning where you can go to university or business instead of college and career. Then you go around here where you have to stop and get married. I like one of the newer modern versions has it where you don't have to stop and get married. I think that's pretty cool. And the cards went flying. I guess there was some more cards that I missed. My bad. Anyway, then there's some white spaces. Then there's the first split here where you can choose which way you want to go. I like how they have the arrows telling you which way, because some versions don't have that. There's the next little split, but then there's a merger right there. All this amazing artwork all over the board. There's the toll bridge. And then there's the retirement where you are at the day of reckoning, where you can basically retire bankrupt or as a millionaire in style. Now, this particular version of the game is a little bit more simpler. They didn't have any careers at all. Everybody got paid pretty much the same. There was no way to get a raise like real life. Oh, me. Everything pretty much cost the same. The only difference was you could spend basically $5,000 to go to college, which is half your money, and $1,000 for car insurance. And car insurance, if you bought car insurance at the beginning of the game, it would prevent you from some of the troubles that you have on some of the spaces during the game, which is a risk you have to be willing to take. This game also has this game has these are pretty cool. These are a few of the differences that the game has, which are nice. Oh wow, this is the first copy I've ever found with this. I've never found a copy of the 1984 edition with this. I'm keeping this and laminating it because that is something I do as a collector. This particular version, I was about to say, doesn't have the rules, but there they are. There's the rules if you need them. Let's look at some more of the cool components. Like this game has the auto insurance here, which you can buy for $1,000 at the beginning of the game. Very cool. It says this policy protects you from loss in case of automobile accidents. It may be canceled without notice in the event of reckless driving. There is one space on the board that cancels your auto insurance, I believe. Here tells you about the share of the wealth cards. The fire insurance, which auto and property insurance. Fire and property insurance. This policy will protect your property from loss through life storms and cyclones. It may be canceled without notice if you are too careless about fire, which is, there's like one space on the board. When you buy your house, you basically can get homeowners insurance for $10,000, so you can buy a house for $40,000. Now there's life insurance, which I believe you can buy that at the beginning of the game. Maybe, not sure how the life insurance works. There's somewhere on the game you can buy it. That's what the white spots are. There's different white spots on the game where you can buy stuff. Life insurance here, there's a white spot on the game that says if you want life insurance, pay $10,000. White spaces are not automatically stop spaces in this game, but if you pass them, you can do what they say. That's how the white space works. This policy entitles you to handsome annuities and huge cash benefits upon maturity if you're fortunate. So at the end of the game, you get something cool for your that. And then, of course, this game has stocks, which you can buy for 50 grand. And this certificate entitles you to share in the liabilities and profits of the Blue Sky Corporation and any of its investment activities. So you can buy stocks, and the stocks allow you to pretty much play the market and do other interesting things. So they did have that, and they actually got rid of. They made the stock system too easy in one. You also have these promissory notes, which are pretty cool. Then you have the different denominations of money. Here are the $1,000 bills, and they have these different people on the bills, which this guy is Basil O'Cash. So you have Basil O'Cash on the $1,000 bill. Then on the $5,000 bill, you have Cyrus Bonanza. And it actually has signed by Ark, Lincoln Tier, Sentinel issue, and it has a number. The number is the same on every deal. Series B, 1860. Then there are, for the $10,000 bill, we have a girl. These are diamond notes, by the way. So I guess in the Milton Bradley life universe, money is based off of not the gold standard, not the silver standard, but they're based off of diamonds. Oh wait, it's demand, not diamonds. My bad. This demand note has Hesperilla mint. Hesperilla mint. I see the little jokes they're doing on this little game, which I'm taking a thorough look at it this time, so that's different. Then we have the $20,000 bill. None of these are negotiable, by the way. This guy has GI Joe. No, GI Live money. GI love money. GI love money. Experiment. Experiment. Bezel cash. Bezel of cash. Bezel of cash. Cyrus Bonanza. Okay. Now we have the $50,000 notes, which has Milton Bradley. Milton Bradley himself is on the $50,000 note. So if you ever wanted to have a picture of Milton Bradley, there he is. Now, I actually was thinking that maybe, just out of curiosity, one day I will will take some of these monies and I will just use them to write. Like if I ever get like a stamp with my business logo or whatever on it. I might actually just use money from like Monopoly games and Life games and old games or whatnot to just print the my business card, whatever, on the back of these monies. Then we have $100,000 note here, which is Arthur Linkletter Esquire. Not sure who Arthur Linkletter Esquire is, but it looks like that's a real person, maybe the inventor of the game of life, or someone else who worked at. Maybe it's the person who helped Milton Bradley. But that's the game. That's all the cool stuff inside of it. Uh, if y'all stay tuned or stayed tuned, yeah, stayed here for all that. That's amazing. Y'all are amazing.